Here on Radio 4, it's time for the food programme with Lena Miah. For centuries, the most Byzantine delicate pastries were reserved for those of wealth, where the expert pastry creators would slave to make delicious, delectable delights, like the difficult-to-make macaroon, which would come to life through an intricate recipe. The working class, on the other hand, would turn to cheaper, sometimes simpler alternatives, with many households opting to make the pastries themselves. The following package embarks upon the current state and future of pastries, delving into whether it is indeed possible to get cheap pastries that are still good quality. Or is the best option to pick up some butter and some flour and give pastry making a go yourself.
Sugar, oh honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me.
I'm Kira and I work for Asda. I do think independent patisseries are dying out because it is a recession and supermarkets are taking over. And even when supermarkets have bakeries on site, they're usually not as experienced, they're quite generic sort of pastries, they're not detailed or intricate. When supermarkets don't have a bakery on site, they usually order factory-made pastries. I think the perks of buying them rather than making them yourself is that it's a lot easier, it's a lot more convenient. You don't have to take hours making dough, or it's more convenient, and you can buy loads at once rather than going through the laborious process of making pastries. Supermarkets are doing really well at the moment. Lidl especially do really good croissants for about 29p or something. So in the future, supermarkets will probably take over.
Hi, my name is Francesca and I work in a patisserie. The chefs are well trained. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it. It's very intricate. You can't get that in supermarkets. Supermarkets are the places where you'd go if you just need something fast and you're just on a break or something. But people that actually want to sit down and enjoy, a nice cup of coffee with a pastry, they would definitely head into a patisserie. I don't think that patisseries could ever go out of business personally. I think it's just something that, if anything is going to happen, it will just expand much more than it already is. If you watch current shows such as The Great British Bake Off, I think people will be getting more into it. A lot of people at home, they love baking. For me, I just think it will expand, it can get bigger. I think the businesses can get bigger. There probably will be more shops and patisseries, that will start to rise. And as I said, if you're watching current shows at the moment, people cooking at home, for me it can only get bigger and better.
My name is Louis John. I shop at Patisserie Valerie and Paul. I don't think that patisserie shops are dying out on supermarkets are taking over. That was probably happening in the 90s, and now we've got a trend moving more towards quality goods, and the younger generation are trying out new types of desserts and pastries and things like that. So I think more and more awareness is around now, and people are trying more things. So they want to discover genuine desserts rather than a supermarket might not be quite on the standard. In the future, I think we're going to see more bakeries and patisseries trying out more healthy versions of known desserts and such. A lot of people are moving into more health conscious living, so we might see a trend towards that. But also I think people are trying healthy options and also finding that the old is always a favourite. So we will see a trend towards health, but we'll still see a rise in the pastries and patisseries of quality coming up.
Les rêves des amoureux sont comme le bon vin. Ils donnent de la joie ou bien du chagrin. Affaibli par la faim, je suis malheureux. Pas longtemps chemin, tout ce que je peux, car rien n'est gratuit.
My name is Maria Gomez and I shop at Morrison's. Patisseries are dying out and supermarkets are taking over. The reason for this is because supermarkets are cheaper and convenient and the quality is quite good. There's still a market for patisseries because they're always coming up with new and better ideas and their products are very attractive to the eye, but the cost is it's a bit high, the cost. So if people don't mind paying for it, there is a market, and especially the affluent areas. Supermarkets are always expanding their range of products and they do offers, so that's enticing the customers. For the future, there could be more choices in the supermarkets.
So my name is Sandra Rodriguez and I'm Spanish and I'm a nutritionist and specialized in sports nutrition and food science. In Spain, you will not use as much butter as they use here to roll the pastry, and you will use more oil. I would recommend to get the best products from your home and make it yourself because you know what it's got and it's full of nutrients that you can absorb better than the ones that are not as natural. Whilst if you buy some of them in the shops, they're not as filling because the nutrients are not so concentrated. From my point of view, and unfortunately, it's going to be all pastries full of shortenings and bad fats just because of convenience. The impact mainly will be that bad fats won't give any good thing to any of us. Diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, which at the end of the day is the biggest worry, which shouldn't be because obesity has got lots of illnesses joined to it. At the end of the day, pastries can be fast food if you just go to a supermarket and buy something from a packet and you take it home and then half an hour after you're eating something else because you're hungry. The calories that are empty, they've got lots of fats and carbohydrates, but they should spend more time and money, the governments, into re-educating parents and children, and I think food should be an obligatory subject because there is no reason why would you teach someone's maths or science if they don't know how to look after themselves.
So there you have it. To get the best quality and some ways healthier pastry, it's best to spend that little bit extra and get a freshly made pastry or just make it yourself. The choice is yours. But for now, Happy New Year from all of us at the food programme. Good evening.